In today's video, I'm going through all airliners that should be coming to Microsoft Flight Sim in the future. I've made some of these videos before, but to be honest, this is the longest one. Not because I've missed loads of aircraft, but simply because more have been announced. So without further delay, let's get right into it. Okay, so a bit of background going into this video, where information is provided for PC and Xbox compatibility. I will state it. The same with price, whether it will be free or payware. I will try and state as much information as possible, but I cannot guarantee I'll get everything just due to the sheer quantity of aircraft I'll be talking about in this video. Timestamps and links can be found down below talking about these aircraft, and I put it into some sort of alphabetic and number order. So let's get right into it. Starting off with Airbus, the A310 by Simulations, or IniBuilds of course, is coming to Microsoft Flight Sim. This will be part of the 40th anniversary update and will be coming to both PC and Xbox. I've covered this on my channel a lot and I'm very excited for it. Moving over to some A320s. Aerosoft are working on the A320 family. It won't be the highest fidelity, I'm sure, as Aerosoft are always pretty good, but never necessarily crossing that line. It will be coming to PC and eventually Xbox, by the sounds of it. It will also be payware. They'll be working on the A320 and I believe some other variants such as the A318 and A319. FSLabs are working on a high fidelity A320. Now I know we've got a few of these in the simulator already, so it'll be interesting to see. There is limited information here, but we do know it will be a high level of realism and it will be payware. Now moving over to a bit of Airbus freeware, Synaptic Simulations are working on an A220. I'm really excited for this one, although progress on it has been slow in the last few weeks, or at least we haven't seen much of it, so I'll certainly be keeping a keen eye on it. Moving over to a payware A220, WhiskeyJet Simulations are working on an A220-300. As of now, this is PC only, and as I said, will be payware, but no information on pricing. Moving back over to Aerosoft, they're working on an A330, and this will be the first Airbus by Aerosoft released for Microsoft Flight Sim. Once again, it will be payware, and originally it will be released on PC, and depending on how Xbox goes, I do imagine that Aerosoft will eventually port it over. Now a little tip off from the FSLabs team, they're working on an A330, no photos here, just a sort of letter of intent that they're working on it. Limited information, so I can't say much except it should be coming. Now another bit of freeware is the A350 by Digital Flight Dynamics. Now the caveat with an A350 is of course that developers do struggle to get highly realistic documentation for it and do struggle to recreate systems just because it is a very new airliner. This is on PC at the moment. I believe the developers confirmed it would not be coming to Xbox, but who knows, this may change. And finally, for all the Airbuses, of course, we've got the fly-by-wire A380, which is freeware, coming to PC and not Xbox. This jumbo airliner, I know so many of you are excited for it, and quite frankly, why not? Progress on this has been pretty good over the last few months, so it's certainly something to get pretty hopeful for. So that's all of the Airbuses complete so far. I'm sure some of the list won't come along, and I'm sure I'm missing some on the list. So if I am, be sure to correct me down below, because of course this list has got 40 aircraft in, but I can't know all the aircraft, especially if they're smaller freeware projects on Discord. I just can't know them all, despite how much research I do. Now sticking with the A's, from ATRs to Antonovs, let's get into some more airliners. So I'll kick it off with my favourite jet here, the Avro RJ. This is by JustFlight and it is payware, and it will be coming to PC first and hopefully Xbox. It is basically an upgraded 146, but on that level it is very much a different aircraft, with an almost glass cockpit, an FMC, bigger engines and therefore a different flight model, this is certainly one I'm looking forward to, the beautiful Avro RJ. Now moving over to ATRs, you're spoiled for choice here. Asobo are working on the 42 and 72 for PC and Xbox. It is payware and they've confirmed they want it to be pretty much high quality, so high fidelity. Then you can always go over to Blackbird Simulations with their ATR 72 and 42, which will be payware and as of now will be coming to PC and hopefully Xbox, but nothing has been confirmed here. It's very cool to have this competition. Now moving over to the Antonov An-225, of course a famous aircraft, sadly lost in conflict not that long ago. As sort of tribute, Asobo are working on this as their famous flyer, I do believe, so it'll be payware and PC and Xbox. Should be pretty affordable, bearing in mind it is Asobo. Now we move over to Boeing, kicking it off with the 737-200 by Blackbird Simulations, which was originally Milviz. This vintage 737 will be payware, and it was nice to know that this project is still in the works because we didn't hear a lot from Blackbird Simulations from announcement until a few weeks ago, so this is a bit of payware I'm really excited for. But if you want a bit of freeware, you can pick up a 737-800 by Qbit Simulations in the future. Join their Discord down below. Still some progress to go on this, but it should be a pretty nice freeware to have. Now if you want to be a bit more modern, you can always opt for the 737 MAX 8. iFly recently announced in late August that they're working on the MAX 8 as payware. We haven't got any screenshots of this aircraft in Microsoft Flight Sim just yet, so P3D only, I'm afraid. But hey, it's nice to know that another development team are working on a MAX 8. I say another because it is PMDG's intention in the distant future to work on a 737 MAX 8. This does mean, if all goes to plan, we should get a 737 MAX 8 on both PC and Xbox, because it is PMDG's intention to move over their products to Xbox just when Microsoft Flight Sim allows for it. Now moving to my second favourite airliner, we move over to the 757, which is the 300 and 200 variant in this case. A new development team by the name of Bluebird Simulations are working on it, and just look at these screenshots. They look absolutely awesome. They're getting some support from JustFlight here, and it will be payware, hopefully on both PC and Xbox, but it will be mid-fidelity, applicable to all flight simmers. That does worry me slightly, but hopefully it will still be pretty good. Should be good value as well. If they're not aiming for the highest fidelity, we can expect to see this somewhere between the 20 to 30 UK pound mark. But the screenshots, they do look fantastic. Now moving over back to PMDG, they're working on a 777-200 and a 747. This has been a tip-off. PMDG have said after the 737NG has been done and dusted, this is what they'll be working on next. Still some info here, no screenshots just yet, and following on from PMDG's plan, this should be both on PC and Xbox. Now, a bit of a mystery, the 787 collection by Quality Wings, where is it? I don't know. I think we did get confirmation that it's still being worked on quite a while ago. Maybe a few months ago, but we haven't got any screenshots except for the ones we got on announcement, so we're still waiting around for this one, and I know so many of you are looking forward to it. Sadly, I've got no more news though. They did confirm on the forum back in March that they're still here, just not willing to make any announcements yet, so hopefully it's all going well for the team. Now we've completed Boeing, do bear in mind that since my last video, a lot of freeware Boeing projects from a 777 to a 747 have sort of dissolved away, so maybe there's something with Boeing aircraft that developers can't do. Do bear in mind that this list is ever changing and has probably changed since from when I've uploaded it, so I can only apologise. But all the information can be found down below, so if you click on some of the links, I'm sure you can find more about it. Now finishing off with B, we've got the Bombardier -8 Q400 by Majestic, who of course worked on a Q400 for X-Plane 11, so you'll be familiar with that one. This will be payware, but also not too much to hear here. I think they're also working on a Q300. I don't think we've got any screenshots yet. Just a sort of letter of intent of working on Microsoft Flight Sim. Now moving back to FSLabs, they're working on a Concorde. They did confirm they'd move their high quality Concorde over to Microsoft Flight Sim. This is once again a bit more into the future because they've got their A320 family before. and their A330, but it'll be really awesome to see a highly realistic Concorde coming over to Microsoft Flight Sim. This will be payware, no information on PC or Xbox compatibility just yet. Of course, it will be coming to PC though. Now moving over to another bit of freeware, the DC-3 by Aeroplane Heaven, an awesome vintage airliner you'll be getting for free in November. It will be high fidelity, as you can always expect from Aeroplane Heaven. I'm really looking forward to it. Just look at it, it looks beautiful. This will be part of the 40th anniversary update released by Asobo in November time. Now moving over to the DC-10, another vintage airliner. Aerodynamics are working on this freeware. This project very much does stand out to me. It is very organised, almost to a corporate level. The Discord updates are always very smooth and they seem to handle themselves really well, being transparent and honest and realistic, quite frankly. A lot of members in the aerodynamics team serve in the United States Air Force, so it means they get up close to these aircraft. I think that's very hopeful. Means we should get a really realistic aircraft. If you don't like the DC-10, they're also working on a KC-10, which will be released first. Of course, they're both the same aircraft when push comes to shove. But I do recommend you join their Discord, it's something to get really excited for. Moving over to the de Havilland Canada 7-7, this payware by Simworks Studios and Pilots has really picked up its pace recently, and I've covered it loads on my channel. If you like older aircraft that are suitable for short takeoff and landing capabilities, then this one is for you. It should be pretty reasonably priced as well. Now moving over to Embraer, Ourobors E-Jets are working on the freeware E-Jets family, from the 170 to the 195 and all those in between. This project as well, for a freeware project mostly based on Discord, also seems to be very organised. I think that's something to get excited for. Do join their Discord and just look at these screenshots on the screen, really working well here. Now NextGen are working on the Embraer regional jet family. NextGen Simulations are not known for the highest quality add-ons, but normally good value, and this will probably be on both PC and Xbox as well. This is a relatively new product that's been announced, so things could change here. No direct information on what we'll be getting just yet though. Now we move over to some more unique aircraft. JustFlight. JustFlight are working on an F-28 Fellowship. This will be payware and coming to both PC and Xbox. Of course, it's a Dutch airliner that saw pretty good usage throughout the 70s and 80s. Before retiring, it was basically sort of replaced by the Fokker 70 and 100, which they're also working on for both PC and Xbox. This is a newer airliner compared to the F-28 that sees some use today. I know KLM retired theirs only 5 or 6 years ago. It's a very colourful cockpit, both of these to be fair are, I guess it's just a Fokker cockpit for you. Don't mispronounce the name, awesome aircraft. Now TFDi Designs are working on a McDonnell Douglas MD11. There was pretty fast progress on this payware, but to be honest, it's been pretty quiet lately. We haven't heard too much from the team. We did get confirmation on the pricing. It's going to be pretty expensive. The base pack was listed at $90 US, and then you actually have to buy an expansion pack for $15 US to get more features. And then on top of that, you can buy an extended expansion pack for another $15 US, all in all totaling up to around $120 US. And the thing is, for the extended simulation pack, that's features that the serious flight sim is going to want anyway. So I have to say, I'm not a fan of their pricing model. But saying that, it's set to be pretty realistic, and we've already seen it in Microsoft Flight Sim somewhat. Hopefully we'll get a bit more information here. Now finally, back with NextGen Simulations, they're working on a Saab 340 and 2000. This will be payware, and if it follows with NextGen's plan, should come over to both PC and Xbox. Of course, these turboprop aircraft see pretty good usage across Europe, flying out of an airport near me, especially the Saab 340. These were basically announced in the early start of this year, and we've got some pretty nice screenshots already, so hopefully we'll see it soon. It's always nice to have diverse aircraft like this, so you're just not stuck flying 737s or A320s. There we have it, guys, all airliners coming to Microsoft Flight Sim in the future for both PC and Xbox. This video did take absolutely ages. I did find a good list on the internet, Microsoft Flight Sim addons.com, but that list doesn't have all the aircraft on there, and some of them needed to be taken off. So it took a bucket load of research. From me today, that is all. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed. If you have, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, and check out my Amazon affiliate links for all the stuff I use to fly, film and edit. You can also get 20% off the Tobii Eye Tracker, which is an awesome little bit of kit that recreates your eye movements in Microsoft Flight Sim, and you can get the 20% off using the links down below. I'll see you around, guys. Bye bye.